Mike, thank you so much for your time. This is the
I gotta say something first.
yes, sir.
Hey Joe, where you going at, Governor? If you had $1, everybody mentioned that song.
I would have $1. That was the first time that's ever
No one
happened.
ever said that to you before?
Never.
You know the song I'm talking about, right? Jimmy
I
Hendrix.
do. Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's the first time. That's great.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever.
Now, first of all, I gotta say thank you for this film because it's the first. It's exactly the film I needed to see right now. It was like the perfect film that I needed to see. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Now this is obviously taking place in the Vietnam War, and obviously in the Vietnam War, it was very similar to the times we're living in now. Why did you choose the Vietnam War as the backdrop to illuminate things that people can relate to now?
Well, I did a film earlier, my brother, dealt with the World War II. The film was called Miracle St. Anna, dealt with our brothers, the Buffalo soldiers, black soldiers fought in World War II, 92nd Division, fought in Italy against Mussolini's fascists and Hitler's Nazis. The war ended in 1945. I was born in 1953. Since 1957. So 1967, I'm 10 years old. So the Vietnam War was the first war that was televised in American homes.
Right.
So I saw the Vietnam War on my television. Also, I saw what's happened here, in America. So I'm revisiting my young life as a kid in Brooklyn and seeing these things all around me. Young enough to understand what's happening, but young enough not to be drafted. So I was in the pocket.
Now, during this era, because I was, or a few of your cast was talking to me about some research they did during the era, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of the first times that the military, or at least the army, was very integrated and wasn't just segregated as it had been in the past. Is that correct?
That's true. But there was still division between, the black soldiers and, because the black soldiers were being treated, dirty. They were being sent right to the front line.
Right now, while this truly is a new story with a new perspective, other than like a Black Klansman, one thing that I did notice is that that they have in common is that this is looking to our past era, which feels very contemporary. While we're not at war, we are fighting multiple battles and dealing with a leader who is blatantly diversive. But
wait! Don't leave out the pandemic. That's a war too.
Absolutely.
That 19 ain't playing.
That's absolutely true. Now, there's real symmetry between these two time periods. What do you think we can learn from that?
I mean, it's almost a cliche, if you don't learn, it is a cliche. If you don't learn from history, you repeat it. But what's welcoming to me is the mosaic of the demonstrations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this reminds me of how I looked when I grew up, during the 60s. And today, to see our white brothers and sisters out there marching with their black and brown brothers and sisters, it's it's like a throwback.
Right.
It's revolutionary. And in many cities across America where they know how many black people in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, when NBA season is not, when the Jazz ain't playing.
It's true.
Des Moines, Iowa. So it's in area cities and towns where there are no black and brown people at all, and people and our white brothers and sisters are taken to the street. So I feel very good about that.
I mean, like I said, this is the exact movie I needed to see. It's mind blowing. It's an amazing piece of work, Spike. Now, it's interesting because when you first started, you were opening the window into African Americans' life and struggles. Now it seems your focus or mission has detoured a little bit, but now it seems like your work is holding up a mirror and America's actually looking in. Talk to me a little bit about the exploration and justice in your films today.
Well, to be honest, I felt Do the Right Thing held up the mirror, and that was 31 years ago. So I don't know if that's changed. You know, what possibly maybe people weren't looking into the mirror, you know, but the mirror's been there, you know, whether people look at it or not, I got nothing to do with it. You know, I can just put it out there, you know.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Lee, thank you so much for your time. Amazing job on this film from beginning to end. It had me fully captivated. I can't wait for this to hit mass audiences. Thank you so much.
Spread the word, my brother. Spread the word.
Well, dude, thank you so much, Mr. Lee.